quite a sad story. Hey Peter, it's Dave from Galway in Ireland. I've been a big fan of your YouTube channel for ages now, and after hearing so many people share their experiences about Thailand, I thought it was finally time to send in my own. A bit about me first. I'm 47, single most of my life, and I've got two sons who are grown up and living their own lives now. Their mum and I split years ago, but we're still on good terms. I've always been into fitness, played sports all my life, and people usually tell me I look younger than I am. I've been lucky enough to travel quite a bit, and being single has definitely made that easier. So back in 2019, I finally decided to visit Thailand. To be honest, my only regret was not going when I was younger. It's an incredible place for a guy like me. I booked a package through a travel agency here in Ireland and opted for a guided tour since it was my first time there. The trip was an open booking, so I knew I'd be travelling with a group of other first-timers. That sounded perfect. After a delayed flight from Dublin, I landed in Bangkok 7 hours late. I can't remember the name of the hotel, but it was near Koh Samui Road, right by the canal. I checked in, dropped my bags in the room, and then went to a meeting room next to the reception where I was introduced to the rest of the group. Everyone was from Australia except me, and our tour guide was this Thai woman named Dal. Dal was attractive and had a way about her that was pretty captivating, though I never made a move. Turned out she was married to an Australian guy anyway, so that put things into perspective for me quickly. Anyway, we spent a few days exploring Bangkok before heading off on a night train to Chompom, where we stayed at this gorgeous beach resort called Nana Beach. The Australians were older than me, mostly couples, so I wasn't sure I was going to meet any local women without looking like I was on some kind of desperate mission. Fortunately, the group would usually call it a night pretty early after a few drinks after dinner. That left me some time to slip out and meet the local ladies without drawing too much attention. The next part of the trip took us to a small island. I can't recall the name, but you've probably heard of it. It's the one where a few tourists have gone missing over the years. After that, we moved to Koh Samui, which is where I met Yai. Yai was a divorced local woman with two kids. Her eldest had already left home and was working, so she wasn't too tied down. She owned a small business on the island, 2 clothing shops and a little shop that sold tourist trinkets. We hit it off immediately. Yai was like my unofficial guide, taking me to spots most tourists would never find on their own. She really knew her way around the island, and I got to experience the local side of life there in a way I never expected. The trip ended and I flew back to Ireland, but I was already planning to return in April 2020 to spend more time with Yai. 4 weeks this time. But as you can guess, the world had other plans. Travel was out of the question, and Koh Samui was hit hard. Yai ended up leaving the island after 18 years and moving back to Isan, where she had built a house for herself and her son. Since then, we've kept in touch. She calls me every morning at 11 a.m. and every night at 11:30 p.m. without fail. We've kept up this routine since I left Thailand in 2019. I've explained to Yai that I can't move to Thailand full time. I'm just not in a position financially to do that. I work a regular job, nothing fancy, so it's not like I'm sitting on a pile of money. But it's comforting to know that if things ever do get serious between us, she's got her own place and she's never once asked me for money. I have sent her a little bit here and there, like 5,000 baht, which isn't a lot to me, but makes a big difference to her. I'm hoping to head back to Thailand in 2025 and can't wait to see Yai again. Thailand's become a special place for me, not just because of the beauty of the country, but because of the amazing people, like Yai, who make it feel like a second home. It's absolutely amazing the amount of guys who come here just for a little holiday, as it were, and they fall in love with a girl and that's it. They don't want to go anywhere else. And I suppose, I'm included in that because I now live out here full time. I can't think of anywhere nicer in the world to live. And I've been to a lot of countries in my hotel career. Great stuff. Right, okay, this is the last story. It's not a very happy story, I'm afraid, but you can learn lessons from it. So I'm going to just jump into it. This is story number 6. I knew an Australian guy living in Pattaya who couldn't bear the thought of leaving the nightlife behind and going home to Australia broke and retired. That night, he was supposed to catch a taxi to Bangkok to head back home. He jumped off a building. It's a tragic situation, but the bar scene can be really addictive, and these days the prices for drinks aren't as cheap as they used to be. Even the so-called cheap bars have average prices now, especially in places like Bangkok. If you want to hang out with any of the ladies in the bars, it's going to cost you a good amount of cash. Between buying ladies' drinks, paying bar fines, and anything else that might happen later, add on taxi fares, a late night meal from a restaurant or 7-Eleven, and you're easily spending around £100 a night, 4,500 baht, for a night out. If you decide to spend more time with a lady for a couple of days, the costs keep piling up, and before you know it, your wallet's empty after just one encounter, and then it repeats. It's important to remember one thing. Thai bar girls love spending foreign men's money. If you're thinking about having one of them as a girlfriend, you'll need to support her with at least 20,000 to 30,000 baht a month, about 500 to 750 pounds, or 800 US dollars. On top of that, you'll be paying for all her meals, drinks, outings, taxi and laundry. If she has health issue needs, glasses, dental work, or anything else, that's more money out of your pocket.